Everyone, we are here with the wonderful actor Sarah Nicklin, and she is in a new project that's coming out to Shudder October 3rd, VHS Halloween. And we are super excited to see it. Sarah, how are you?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Um, you know, I would be lying if I didn't say I was tired because
Oh
it's
yeah,
spooky season, but
I know.
we're good. We're good. We've trained
We're
for this.
powering through. We're almost halfway there.
Okay, so I guess my first question is, you've done a lot of different horror projects, but what was it that drew you to VHS Halloween and specifically this short?
Well, I mean, I'm a fan of the franchise. First of all, I mean, it's super, super fun. Been around for a long time. And for this short specifically, not only is it, I mean, crazy cool, but it's also a really great character. And I've also been longtime friends and fans of RH and Micheline, who are the directors. So when they said that they possibly had a role for me, I was like super excited to possibly be involved with that. And it's one of those rare instances where it, actually worked out, where people actually do what they say they're going to do, which doesn't always happen for
Well, there's
various
always there's
reasons.
always good intentions, and there's
There's always good
always
intentions,
yeah,
exactly. But, I mean, that
most
says
of the time.
everything about them, for actually making that happen and actually, having an
Yeah.
impact with us. So
Well, they're good people, so
very much
you
so.
know, they're amazing. How was it working with them?
It was great. Yeah, it was great. I mean, Micheline has just such an incredible like aesthetic eye. I mean, she could literally do like every almost every department. She could do hair, she can do makeup, she can do set design, like she can do production design, she can do costuming, like she had a very specific vision for so much of what she wanted to see with this. And then of course our age is super talented when it comes to like storytelling and working with the actors and just like the blocking and like how everything is going to flow together. So like they share one mind but also have different like strengths that they really can focus on. So it's like doubling up, two for the price of one, and they're able to work really, really efficiently in that way. And they're also just fantastic collaborators. We
Yeah.
had a rehearsal and they really wanted to know our opinions and if we had any thoughts or inputs on the character. And there were things that changed in the script from that based on our feedback. And again, that's not something you always get, working with directors, especially
No,
when
that's
they're
not
involved.
that's not a common thing.
Exactly.
But when the actors are invited to be involved with the creative process,
Yeah. It's the
it
best.
yeah, for
And I
sure.
think that's, the mark of really really good directors because they trust in the people that they've hired to do these jobs, that they are able to bring something to the table. And so they were, yeah, really really nice to ask us to be involved in that.
Yeah, and the other thing is they are secure in their vision enough to consider different options
Yeah,
and
exactly.
go, no, wait a minute, this might be better.
Yeah, yeah,
So for
yeah.
sure. Okay, so real quick, can you kind of give us, without any spoilers, can you kind of give us the basic rundown of your segment? It's the final segment of
Yes.
the film. And can you tell us a bit about your segment, Home Haunt?
Yes. So, final segment of the film, it is like a fun send off right at the very end. It is about a family who is doing a home haunt every year. It takes place in the 80s, so it is period piece. We do get to see a little bit of like flashback stuff about when the kid was young and they were, how the haunt has evolved over the years and grown and gotten better. And now the kid is a teenager and he doesn't really want to do it anymore because kids are making fun of him at school, for being involved in this crazy thing in the neighborhood. And so this is the last year, and we get a haunted record and play it, and it makes the haunt come to life. And so then we have to go through a gauntlet of monsters and creatures in order to escape.
I love it. And in particular, I was cracking up at your hair. Did I was like, you know what? I was trying to nail down the time frame, like the flashback when the kid is young. Approximately what is that?
That's late 70s.
Late
So not,
70s,
yeah,
yeah. And
not
then you get into the 80s and you've
totally.
got that perm thing going
Oh
on.
yeah. And those
So,
were both wigs too.
so
So
okay,
like
that was
they,
going to be my next question. I was like,
yeah.
did they really do that to her? Or
No, my poor hair. Um, and that was Micheline's direction on that too. She found and sourced at least one of those wigs, and she was like, "I want you to have Farrah Fawcett hair for like the 70s with like the blowout, and then we'll do like a curly perm for the 80s stuff." And then she's like, "You're gonna put in the white like bride, since my Halloween costume is the
right.
bride." To make it like I'm dressing up for the so like it was all that little attention to detail. I think that really shows and comes across in just like the love that everyone put into this segment.
Yeah, your looks were giving 80s mom, and I was
Totally,
like
totally.
loving
Wait
it,
till you
loving
see
it.
some of the like I have yeah, the jeans. I got pictures. I can't show anybody yet, but
Oh my God. So you know, I mean, I guess I kind of know this question, the answer to this question, but what is Halloween to you personally, and do you celebrate big or do you keep it simple?
Well, that kind of depends on what you consider to be big. I think that we celebrate medium, I guess. That's kind of where I would put us because we do have a big Halloween party every year.
Yeah.
And we do decorate quite a bit, not just for the party, but for, Halloween in general and just overall spooky season. We do like to carve pumpkins, as you can tell. My
I
all
I I never would have guessed.
Never would have known.
No.
So these are all foam, fake funkin pumpkins. And we have at this point like 170 of them that we store in our attic and then we bring them out for Halloween.
So to our viewers, a question, do you consider 170 a big celebration or a medium one?
Well,
Please
I
discuss.
it is a lot of pumpkins. But we're also not some of those people that actually do like real home haunts. Like I consider those people to be like the big
Yeah, those are
celebration,
the like rotten
you know?
apple and
Yes, exactly. That is the big celebrator. So that's why I'll say medium. We're like very much in the spooky spirit, but we're not crossing the threshold to that more professional but not commercial level, if that makes sense.
okay, I'll give that to you.
Yeah, okay.
But we'll agree. So I kept thinking while I was watching it because I know you and I know a few of the people, and I was like, oh my God, what was the schedule like? And was it a tight schedule? Because it leans indie
Yep.
uh and it's all at night, and I was like, oh man, most of it's at night.
Mhm.
So what was the shoot schedule like?
So it was shot in 5 days, which is a lot. It's a lot to fit into 5 days. Very, very ambitious script for that amount of time. So each of the segments had the same amount of resources. So they each had the same days for shooting. They shared a lot of the production staff and like costumers, and producers and like ADs and all that sort of stuff. So everyone got the same amount of money, so
Okay.
every yeah had the same to go into it, and then you see what you can do with it. So for our shooting schedule, because we were the last segment to shoot, a lot of the people that had worked on the episodes, the segments before, were coming like right off of working on a previous one, and they were like 2 or 3 days off before they
Oh,
were starting on the next one. So a lot of people were really tired by the time they got to shooting this segment. And as you can tell by everything that's on the screen, a lot of work went into like the
that
production design and stuff.
5 days for all of that. And
Yeah,
yeah, I just for everyone watching the interview, yeah, there's a lot that goes on, a lot of locations, a lot of sets,
yep.
two different time frames,
Hmm.
time settings, whatever. But like, yeah, there's a lot and tons of really cool practical effects.
Yeah, and creatures, full body, head to toe creatures, a new one every single day. It was insane. It was absolutely insane. And I mean, they were able to pretty much stick to like not going into overtime. We had 12-hour days. and like that was it. And even like for example, the witch's hut. So we shot like one day in the witch's hut, and then the next day we're in a crypt. And while we're working and shooting in the crypt, they're tearing down the witch's hut and rebuilding the graveyard. So
Yeah,
that
that was going to be another.
so like literally then we're back the next day on the same stage, but now it's a graveyard as opposed to like the witch's bog and the witch's hut, which is like absolutely nuts.
That is ambitious, is
Yes,
what I would call that.
absolutely. And
Um,
no room for error because like literally you're going the set's gone.
well, if there was an error, you'd be like, go with it,
Yeah,
make it part of the show.
exactly. Nothing
Was
you can't
there,
do.
speaking also of the shoot, were there any memorable moments or crazy things, funny things that happened on set where you were like,
Um, I don't think anything particularly like crazy or funny. I did have a moment like sitting there in the witch's bog, like in between setups when I was like, oh my God, like this is it. This is the dream. I'm working on this awesome horror movie, cool concept with people that I love and respect and have wanted to work with. And like this is an incredible, fantastical like world. And I'm playing this badass, like avenging, mom character. I'm like, what more could I even ask for? Like this is like, when you're a kid and you dream about doing something, it's like this is it. This is I'm checking all the boxes
yeah, yeah,
with this one. So that was really cool. And then of course, having Rick Baker make
yeah,
an appearance. That
that's a fun little cameo.
yes,
So,
very much so. And he steals
yeah,
the show. He's so
huh?
great. He steals the show. Like I
Yeah.
think he's so funny.
Was he a lot of fun to play with, work with?
Absolutely. I think he needs to like start a career as an actor. He was so good. And
The
there's so much like improv that he did that you never even, didn't make it in the final version. And yeah, fantastic. And so
the
nice. So
grumpy,
nice.
cantankerous neighbor.
Yes.
Um, so this character, is this the first time you played a mom, or is this, I mean, because like I was like, how does this one compare to the other roles she's had?
It's not my first time being a mom. I feel like as of what, I don't know, 5-ish years ago. Now I'm like, that's all I'm getting is like mom.
Uh,
I'm of the age now.
uh.
um, so I did Garden of Eden that came out earlier this year. I played a mom in that one too, who's,
Oh, that's right. That's right.
yeah, grieving very heavily over the
Very
death.
different role. Very different role.
Very different kind of mom. Um,
So,
but what was really unique about this one that I really liked was that she's like a strong mom, but she's also like nurturing and the glue that holds the family together. So Micheline said that she was kind of based on or inspired by the mom from Gremlins. So that's what I tried to like model her after.
oh, I could totally see that. I
So
could totally see
good,
that.
okay.
You're nurturing. You'll make some
Yeah,
dinner, but you will also stab a gremlin and
exactly,
throw them in the
exactly.
microwave.
And I don't think we get a lot of that in movies, modern day movies. We have a lot of the, action stars and action heroes and women that are like super, awesome and tough and kick ass. But we don't have a lot of the like the melding of well, I can be a super, nice, sweet mom, but I can also kick ass if I need to. And I think that's, much more like real life is as opposed to just being one or another.
Now, every time I watch it, I'm going to be thinking of you as the gremlin's mom. That's that just did it. Um, what is it you love about the horror genre? Working on projects like VHS, and I mean, I could, you know, I can answer that for myself
Just
as far as a viewer, but as far as an actor, why do you love it?
I think it's just so much fun. You get to do things that you don't really get to do in other genres. And you get to use every tool in your toolbox because you're asked to do such a wide variety of different things. there's the physicality that a lot of times, especially as a woman, a lot of times you're being chased by a killer, and so you have to like fight them off. Or in this one, I actually get to fight and attack and kill the monsters. So there's a lot of physicality that goes with that. There's a lot of like emotional depth, and then you get to be scared. You get to use your imagination a whole lot more, I feel like, than in like dramas or comedies where you're really just entrenched in the moment and what's happening. And there's a lot of just like exploration of like ideas and what could be. And also I just like horror people. Like I've been on other sets, and I don't relate to non-horror people as well as I relate to horror people. Because like I'll name a movie and they'll be like, what?
You should
Like,
work with Merchant Ivory people. That's a party on set. Um,
oh, I bet.
ooh. Um, so what do you think makes the VHS fan base so crazy about this franchise? I mean, and you're a fan, so
Yeah, I am. I mean, I think that found footage, when it's done well, is really effective. Like it's a really effective medium because you're stuck within this like point of view, and you don't know what's happening like just off camera. And
right.
so it
And the other
creates a lot of
complaint with
tension.
found footage is why are they still holding the camera? You know, but like, does VHS Halloween work with that? Well,
I think, well, in our episode, we address that actually. We actually have a like one line in there. I won't spoil it, but there is a line in there that the kid says explains why he's continuing to film.
yeah,
And I think in one of the other segments, the fun size segment, you see the cameras, the GoPros that the characters are wearing, so they're not going to stop to take them off.
right,
you know,
right.
um,
That's one of the things that always gets me, and a lot of people who don't like the format complain about that. So it's like I'm glad to see that this installment, addresses that. So
I
excellent.
mean, there's also has to be a little bit of suspension of this disbelief. You have to suspend your disbelief for all movies in some way. So
Never. I believe everything I see on screen.
everything is 100%
Every
true.
single thing. Um, so are there any other upcoming projects that we should be keeping an eye out for? You just finished that short film Rendezvous that
Yeah.
was directed by
Oh, I don't
a
know.
guy named, I don't know, Sean Decker.
Yeah, that Sean Decker guy.
But
Yeah.
is there anything else coming up?
So I have a couple things that are in post-production right now. Two of them are actually romantic comedies, since we are talking about romantic
Oh
comedies.
my God.
So
How similar is that to horror or like
there's actually, between horror and comedy, I think there is a good amount of overlap. And I do know like a lot of people that write for both, and it's because it comes down to timing. So like comedy is all about timing, and horror is also all about timing. Like you need to know how to hold a joke, you need to know how to create suspense before the scare. So like
okay.
the mechanics of it are fairly similar, even though like the content is different.
Hmm. And
Um,
it's a lot of surprise and
Exactly.
yeah.
Exactly. I mean, that's where comedy comes from the unexpected. If you don't see it coming, then it's funny.
Well, w- I mean, romance is scary, so I mean, there's
Always.
that. Well,
Yeah.
excellent. And what else do you have coming up? Anything else?
So there's also I worked on another anthology film called If It Bleeds. So that is horror, and so that's just starting to play festivals next year.
Excellent. Well, I
Yeah.
can't wait to see that one. But
Yeah. It's fun.
VHS Halloween was a lot of fun. I loved your segment.
Thank
I
you.
did. And I'm not just saying that because you're my friend. It was actually very, uh, nostalgic.
That's what everyone keeps saying. It's like Micheline and RH really did a good job in like pulling that nostalgia and making it really feel like the Halloween that we grew up with. And they really need to put a lot of time and effort into capturing the aesthetic of that and really giving you that like family Halloween feel. And it totally comes across. And I think that's kind of one of the reasons that they end the whole movie with that, because it gives you that kind of like warm fuzzy Halloween feeling.
The warm, fuzzy, scary feeling.
Yes,
Yes,
exactly. Yeah.
exactly. I wanted to eat candy corn after. Oh, by the way, candy corn or not?
Oh, okay. I prefer the candy pumpkins over
Oh,
candy corn,
okay.
but in moderation. Too much
Well,
might
of
hurt
course,
you,
it's not like,
but like,
I mean, my
yeah.
God, you'd go into a diabetic coma. But, you know, but I'm team candy corn,
Yeah,
so I'm
still
just
good.
saying. But your team autumn mix, that's acceptable. Um, so I will have to grab a bag and watch VHS Halloween again.
Yeah.
So, everyone, thank you, Sarah, so much for taking the time to chat
Yeah.
about VHS Halloween. VHS Halloween comes out on Shudder, right?
Yes.
October 3rd,
Yes.
and just watch it. It's just a good time. Sarah, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thanks.
Yeah. Always good to talk to you.
Okay, so interview.